Naboda ni winki smaktoma. Wanakun bes chingpa marulira. Tok chingbang non kek. Tok ninja mulira rabes.
Tong itwama ji human act ikatune chon mulira tong pa akat tutune chino mulira ni lubo tong kimba no kunetsak da hupa da tenya ji jojo piti
Kuyabi juskuna chitanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun. Slimo patona. Rundi hadonga chihonkabi. Kuyabi juskuna chitanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun. Slimo patona.
As is to be expected, the captain will be on the bridge. We shouldn't keep him waiting.
Tong itwama ji human act ikatune chon mulira tong pa akat tutune chino mulira ni lubo tong kimba no kunetsak da hupa da tenya
Naboda ni winki smaktoma. Tok ninang uja shakpangpa.
Mucho shakapaka.
Shabaso ujo apanki. Tong patok smak. Naboda ni winki smaktoma. Tok ninang kong hun na mulira rap kawana bota ayuat. Tagwa kanki bora. Topada bong kwalya agan.
Tonki ba non ton.
Naboda ni winki smaktoma. Tok ninang kong hun na. Naboda ni winki smaktoma. Tok ninang kong hun na mulira rabet.
Tong abuk shami no no.
Kawana bota ayuat. Tagwa kanki bora. Topada bong kwalya agando na nago chutut. Muli slemo poda na wanga kumbes.
Tong abuk shami.
Shabaso ujo apanki. Kawana bota ayuat. Tagwa kanki bora. Topada bong kwalya agando na nago chutut. Muli slemo poda na wanga kumbes mulira.
Hakuji kopa. Jino mularakam.
Naboda ni winki smaktoma. Tok ninang kong hun na mulira rap kawana bota ayuat. Tagwa kanki bora. Topada bong kwalya agando na nago chutut. Naboda ni winki smaktoma. Tok ninang kong hun na mulira rabes.
Just cronky to patslemo ji itakanki chana kilikon kimba mu
I'm sure it's nothing. Now move aside. I need to speak with the captain.
chiwa itakanki ji yokaku uba baska
I don't suppose it's too much to ask why. Nah, of course it is. We can continue our tour when the captain's finished with you. Just come find me when you're done. I'll be in my quarters. Or maybe I'll just come and find you. Take it easy.
Hava yun patisa chiwa itak
Ronda di hotonga kun hankabi. Wana kun bez ching palamu.
Ikukuno no ba mulira chikun. Tonghit kun chonching. Ne boboje mat.
Kachi kun ida hotonga.
Ta kumjus tak miki grabul moko. Kachichu ita botonga. Tolbabank wale oganda na
Kipuna na bonsha.
shakji locha wana wama. Kava volpa mulji kumuna. Kinchun.
Ronda di hotonga kun hankabi.
Ako ci kapa? Gino mula rakkampia.
Takum justak miki grabel mogo. Kachi chu ay donga. Tulpada bonk molya gando danago chuchu. Tonga ay tuam jiji yumalit pa ang yinkotu. Tulpada bonk walya gando danago chuchut. Kachi chu.
Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Yum
Kavatumpa kunpa yiya mokapata. Bonanay kachu.
hachu apanki. Jishawa anibong kasha chonasi ichua bio.
Jibedwana ni bobo. Tonk na bung sha.
Ni bajoni yo la wish.
Achuta. Wonga kun pistol piki.
Tangabun shan omnang. Wanga kun beast.
Rundi haudonga kuhungabi. Wana kun des.
Ako jikapa? Gino mulara.
Takum justak miki grabel mogo. Kachi chu aitha haudunga. Inkin kuno bamulira chiku. Tonga bugsham uninong. Wanga kun beast king. Inkin kuno bamulira chinkun.
Kakin cha na kwat na bon kon. Wana kun bes. Chi.
Kavatumpa kunpa yiya mokapata. Bonanay kachu.
Ako jikapa? Gino mulara.
Inkin kuno bamulira chinkun. Tongay tunkun ching. Ni bobo jimata. Ni bunat. Rundi haudonga kuhungabi. Wana kunbes. Jink palamul. Tonk king ba na konge. Kuya mi jus kachita. Naipatoga ya fulki. Kukula jit.
Tangabun shan omnang. Wanga kun beast kin ba mulara.
Kachichu aitha haudunga. Inkin kuno bamulira chikun. Slima bodona.
Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku.
Inkin kuno bamulira chinkun. Tonga bugsham uninong. Wan
Hachu apanki. Jishawa anibong ka.
mucha shak pangpa. Inkin kuno bamulri.
Ako jikapa?
Kavatumpa kunpa yiya mokapata. Nanay kachu. Inkin kuno bamulira chinkun. Tongay
Kipuna na bon sha. Kaba dumpa.
Hakuchikopa. Chino.
Achuta. Bonga kun pistol piki kuyana. Ikukuno no ba muliraj. Ako.
Inkin kuno bamulira chinkun. Tongay tunkun ching.
Jeda ba dawana ni di bobo.
Hammerhead-class cruiser Orion, this is Admiral Magnus Cole of the Formidable. Under the jurisdiction and authority granted to me by the Supreme Chancellor of the Galactic Republic, I hereby place you all under arrest.
Rundi haudonga kuhungabi. Wana kundes. Jink palam.
You are harboring a Sith fugitive, denying her from facing punishment for crimes she has committed against the democracy she once swore to serve. She is also responsible for the murder of a respected Jedi Master named Darius Solomon during the Mandalorian Wars.
Kavatumpa kunpa yiya mokapata. Nanay kachu.
Do not question my orders, criminal scum. Just follow them. Now, I want your full cooperation. You must relinquish the command of the Orion and surrender without delay or needless confrontation.
Hakuchikopa. Chino muli.
Then you leave me with few choices. You have chosen to defy my authority, and so you will suffer the consequences. I look forward to accepting your surrender, Drexel. I will be there personally to accept it.
Achuta. Wonga kun pistol piki.
Admiral Magnus Cole of the Formidable out.
Watana wa mamulira. Kenjun.
Jibedwana ni bobo. Tonk na bubo. Kavatumpa kunpa yiya mokapata.
Tong abusha.
Kipuna. Nanay kachu. Kipa. Unina natu.
Une. Udo.
Mucha haudonga ya fulki. Chachiska do bu. Kipuna. Kavatumpa kurpalyiya.
Mucha hatunga.
Kakin cha na kwat na bonkon. Wanakumbes. Chi pala.
Achuta. Wonga kun pistol.
Kin.
Kavatumpa kunpalyiya mokapata. Mucha hatunga ya fulki.
In the name of the Republic, surrender!
Yatuka Uwan Kinkuna Bamurira, Rachikun.
Ava! Kiyokaku! Ava! Kiyokaku!
Mucha hatunga ya fulki. Chachiska do punta casa. Baka. Panao.
Lukio may have been as stubborn as they come, but even he didn't deserve to die like that.
Kavatumpa kunpalyiya mokapata.
La boda ni winkis matoma. Wana kundes chimpa marulira. Kuyabi jiskuna jitanai. Inna kunma marulira rach. Mucho abanki.
Achuta. Wonga kun pistol biki kunana. Tongpatoga smak.
Sigo patona. Smakdelia.
Kipuna!
Drexel, you have much to answer for. The blood of countless Republic soldiers is now on your hands. There can be no surrender. You must be punished for your crimes here and now, and only death will be sufficient.
Kipuna! Kavatumpa kurpai!
I'm a patient man, Drexel. Your insolence has pushed me beyond my limits. You could have laid down your weapons and surrendered. You could have made things easy. But you had to resist. You had to defy my authority.
Achuta! Wanga kun pistol ki rundi haudonga kuhungabi. Wana kunes.
I would rather die than hand over the formidable to a criminal like you.
Kipuna!
Men, shoot to kill. I want no survivors.
Now that was a battle that was completely unnecessary. Had he surrendered, he would have lived. A damn shame.
Kipuna! Kavatumpa kurpai!
What do you mean? The Admiral's dead. The Republic defeated.
Kachichu aitha haudunga. Yinkin kuno.
Well, now that you mention it, I did. During the fight, looking into their eyes, I could see how determined they were to win. It was like something was constantly motivating them during the course of the battle. Something we couldn't see.
Tong abuk shami nonok.
A Jedi? How do you know?
Tong abuk sha nak nong. Kin kun shin kin. Nikin kun na bule mul.
I admit my knowledge of Jedi techniques is somewhat lax, but I've heard of battle meditation before. I thought Bastila Shan was the only Jedi to possess the ability.
Genchopa chawi tichok twis yun kun. Watu yama kama wona henak nek. Bugra shak kunti chiwa chawa. Dong abuk shami.
Then that explains why we aren't feeling any negative effects. Captain, what do you think to all this? What's our next move?
Achuta, wonga kun pistolpi, yin kin kun no ba muli ra ching kun. Tong hait tun kun ching, ni boboji, rundi haudonga ku hungabi. Wana kun bes.
I'm glad to hear. Walking onto the Formidable without a reason is just asking for trouble, and I've had more than my share for one day already.
Ikukuno no ba mulira chikun. Tonghit kun chonching. Natipon nang kudu jijiba. Jipika.
Then I guess that gives us a reason to invade the Formidable. Although, I still don't like my chances against the Jedi.
Kipuna! Kavadumpa ku palia muka. Kavadumpa ku palia muka pata. Bunana jaku.
Betrayer. Murderer.
What's wrong?
Kipuna na bonsha. Kavadumpa.
Hakuche kopa.
Kavadumpa kapalia monapata. Bonanakachu. Yin kin ku.
Yin kin kun no ba muli ra ching kun. Tong hait tun kun.
Rundi ichawa tongbola Johnny Gu. Yumo.
Listen, Sarah, you don't have to do this for us. I'm sure Ponda knew the risks, and I'm certain he wouldn't want you to forfeit your life like this.
Mucha shak pangpa. Yin kin kun no ba mu kachi chu aitha haudunga. Yin kin kun no ba muli ra ching kun.
Mucho shakapaka. Yi.
Kipuna! Kavatumpa kurpa yiya moka paata. Chi.
Kipuna na bonsha.
You don't fool me, Sarah. I can see why you want to go on that ship. It's not to rescue Ponda. It's the Jedi. Listen, I know how you must feel. You want to avenge your master, to strike back at the Jedi for what they did to you. But picking a fight against a Jedi when you can't feel the Force isn't called revenge. It's called throwing away your life. That's the worst thing you can do right now. The worst thing.
Tin umpa do punta krita. Akti kondo ona chabachisa wanki.
Are you sure it's not just a headache? Because, in all honesty, considering your condition, you should still be back in the med bay.
Kipuna, bona na kichu. Kinpa mulera dwana. Don kinpa no kudnok nek. Kavanumpa kumpialia manok.
So you're just going to charge with blasters blazing into a battle you cannot hope to win. Even without the Jedi, there will still be Republics.
Kipuna, bona na kichu. Kinpa mulera dwana. Don kinpa no kudnok nek.
Listen, there's a way to reach the Jedi and save the captive without firing a single shot. You will need my help. I'm probably going to regret this, but it's sure as hell the best chance you have of getting in and out without getting killed.
Blast it! What is taking the Admiral so long? They're only a bunch of space pirates. This is usually easy pickings for us. What can be different now? Now what?
Kachikun ita haudonga. Yikin kuno ba mulerachi.
I am not interested in prisoners. We already have enough of them. Tell him to put it back where he found it.
Kachikun ita haudonga.
Damn pirates, scheming and underhanded, the lot of them. Bring her to me, and the commando as well. I want to hear of the Admiral's progress aboard the Orion.
Achuta, wonga kun pistolpi kikoyana. Dong patugas makdelia.
This better be good. This is good news indeed, Commando. If what you say is true, then it shouldn't be much longer before Admiral Cole at last captures the Orion's bridge. The sooner we get back to the Republic, the better, I say. The Outer Rim is so violent, so uncivilized. It all leaves a vile taste in my mouth. And now for you. So, you're turning your back on your allies and offering information to the Republic? Let me guess. In exchange for credits? You pirates switch allegiances too often. I don't like it.
Kakin cha na kwat na bon kon. Wanakumbes chi pala.
You will show proper respect to the captain, pirate scum.
Now, let us not mistreat our guest. I believe she has something important to tell us.
Mucho shakapaka. Yi ki kun no.
Oh, and what about the important information? Information which you promised to reveal?
Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Yumawamani.
You fool! I am the ranking officer aboard the Formidable. You will tell me the information.
Kipuna na bon sha.
The Jedi? How did you learn one was aboard? Did one of my men talk?
Tangabun shan nang. Wanga kun biskin ba mularak choni yun tun.
Take her away. You, Commando, keep an eye on her.
Yes, sir. Prisoner, do not make any sudden moves or I swear I will...
Chinapala mula tongki ba.
Aye, aye.
Glad to take that mask off. You think they'd have some sort of air conditioning system installed, but I know the truth.
Mucho shakapaka. Yi ki kun.
This is a Hammerhead-class cruiser, the same as the Orion. I'm guessing the layout will be pretty similar.
Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Yumawamanibo Lora Waisha.
And don't forget, we need to rescue Ponda Hatiba. I didn't see him locked up on the way in, so I'm guessing he's somewhere between us and the crew quarters.
Hakuji kopa? Jino mularak.
Jabaso, Uchiwatanki, Tong Dogs Magdelia, Wanga Kunbis Todi Kikunya,
Ponda, you idiot, we're here to rescue you!
Raboda Niunkis Nakdoma, Tukning Nan Kongkun Na Murira Rabes, Wanakumbes, Jingba Murira, Tonkingba Nonkonet.
That's what we're here for. Brace yourself. I'm gonna shut down the force cage.
Kavadumpa kapalia monapata. Bonanakachu. Yin kin kun no.
Your priority, maybe, but I look after my friends. We've got to release him now.
Kipuna. Bonanakichu. Kinpa mulera dwana. Dong kinpa no kudnok nek. Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Yumawamanibo Lora Waisha Waga Shich.
You're right.
Uja Shakpa, Yatuka Urwan Kinkun, Noba Murira.
Hachu apanki. Jishawa anibong kasha chonasi ichua byongbo Johnny. Minamambato mul.
Raboda Niunkis Nakdoma, Tukning Nan Kongkun.
Sorry, Ponda, but she's right. Though, don't worry. We'll be back for you. So stay here, shut up, and hang tight.
Jabaso, Uchiwatanki.
Your Jedi should be beyond that door.
Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Yumawamanibo Lora.
In that case, let me fight alongside you. You'll need all the help you can get against a Jedi, and the odds will be better with the two of us.
Ni bajoni yo luck wish.
But without your command of the Force, you're practically defenseless. How do you hope to defeat her?
Hachu apanki. Jishawa anibong kasha chonasi ichua.
Then make it a hasty reunion. We haven't got long before the Orion completes its preparations and blows us both into space dust. And for what it's worth, may the Force be with you.
I have waited a long time for this day. A long time. I have waited for you, you who chose to betray the light and then give yourself to the darkness. I have waited for you, the root of all my sorrow.
Tangabun shan nang, wanga kun beast kin ba mularak, choni yun tun ji.
I was one of the Jedi Knights tasked with destroying the Dark Lord Revan. Yet once I was amongst the Sith, I chose to depart from the strike team and devote my time to a new objective, searching for you. But somehow you managed to evade me, and I failed. When I narrowly escaped from Revan's ship before it exploded, I was cast adrift into space. Eventually I was found by the Formidable, and have since scoured nearby sectors for your presence.
Kipuna, bonana kichu, kin ba mulera dwana.
Torments! You know nothing of what you speak. You only know how to inflict torment, not suffer from it. You are a betrayer. You are a murderer. You are a Sith.
Randi I chawa tongbola Johnny Gu. Yumawamanibo Lora Waisha wa.
Do not preach to me of the Jedi ways. You are no longer worthy to speak of them.
Tanga bok sha nak nong. Kin kun shin kin. Nikin kun na.
You speak the truth, but that friend died many years ago. When she chose to forsake all that she was and embrace war. When she chose to murder the man who rescued, raised, and trained her. That man was Darius Solomon, my uncle.
Randi I chawa tongbola Johnny Gu.
I know Solomon was one of the greatest Echani ever to be born. I know Solomon possessed a skill in combat that could not be matched, that could not be overcome. I know he was a legend. I know he was my uncle, and I know that you killed him.
Tangabun shan nang. Wanga kun beast kin ba mularak, choni yun tun jiji either dwana.
And join the dark side, the Sith. I have seen what one must sacrifice to embrace that calling, and it sickens me. No, I will do what as a Jedi I should do. I will destroy Sith. I will destroy you.
Kipuna na bon sha. Kava dumpak.
You murdered my uncle, your mentor, Darius Solomon. The Sith must be destroyed and justice must be served. Death must be met with death. The force flows within you, yet you do not call upon it. What trickery is this?
Ni bajoni yo lak wish. Dopayuma pasen lapti non goto.
No, you are wrong. I can feel its power flowing within you. In a way, you still remind me of him.
Tong abuk shami no nok.
Solomon. He was strong in the force, and so was his protege.
Tangabun shan nang. Wanga kun beast kin ba mularak. Choni yun tun.
Choice and consequence. One cannot exist without the other. When you chose Revan, the friend I grew up with was sacrificed. She ceased to exist.
Kipuna na bonsha. Kava dumpa kupaliaya moka pa.
Yet the gaping hole left by this sacrifice of identity was never replaced with a new one. Instead, I think, you became something else. Something that cannot exist without Revan.
Pudu. Tunirama na praka donko searcha. Chupapanki.
Only my uncle could answer that truthfully. Solomon knew you better than you knew yourself.
Pasen lapti non goto.
Which is why, in some ways, I feel sorry for you. You can never return to the individual you were, as now both Solomon and Revan are gone. That identity is lost forever.
Hachu apanki, jishawa anibong ka sha chona si ichua byongbo joni, minamambato mula. Shachika ton mulaka watayumaka wamahona nek. Ashantington unumani patoka wanakuna best ching.
It does not matter. I have no regrets. When I leave this place, I will join with the Force as an individual, with an identity to call my own. And maybe, just maybe, I will find my uncle there.
Ni bajoni yo lak wish. Shachika ton mulaka watayumaka wam. Hakugri katkoda la parabola. Wufmala nibo kurk. Tong abuk shaminon. Kakin cha na kwat na ponkon. Wanakumbes. Chi pala mulak. Tong ki pa na. Tanga bok sha nak nong. Kin kun shin kin. Nikin kun na bule mule raji kun. Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Yumawama nibo lora waisha waga shichi. Watawama muliri kin kun shopeshwa no bamule raji mana tota hakuji krala bolaji chok shontang.
Wake up! Wake up! You're dreaming! Snap out of it!
Pudu tunirama na praka.
Sarah, you're dreaming. Whatever it is, it ain't real.
Shachika ton mulaka watayumaka wamahona nek.
It's me. I'm here.
Ni bajoni yo lak wish. Dopayuma pasen lapti non goto.
Yes, I did. We made it just in time, moments before the Orion's turbolasers destroyed the Formidable. But that was a long time ago, Sarah. You know that. Welcome back. Can't say I'm surprised to find you unconscious. I guess it's fate that I should always be the first face you see when you come around. Lucky you.
Tonki ba non tontek.
Your Jedi friend says you were talking to yourself, then you collapsed and lost consciousness. Don't know how, don't know why. I'm just relieved you're all right.
Mucho shakapaka.
Yeah, you know, your Jedi friend? I swear, if Darth Revan knew the types of crowds you were hanging around with these days. Still, I guess Revan's just a bad memory for you now. No use for me to linger on it.
Mokao dangya foki. Chachiska do punta kakaspaka. Bano oto. Kakin cha na guat na bon kon. Wanakumbes. Chi pala mulak. Tonki pan.
How exactly do you know Sarah here? She's a former Sith, and you're a Jedi. Hardly the most typical of companions. Secret, eh? What is it with you Jedi?
Tangabun shan nang. Wanga kun beast kin.
What? You don't enjoy my company?
Kipuna na bon sha.
I have my reasons. What you need to know is that the Korriban Wastes can be a dangerous place if you don't know them. I do, so I've come to offer my services to you as a guide. And the way I figure it, you wouldn't be heading to the Korriban Wastes for just any reason. It has to be important to you, which means it's probably also dangerous. You'll need all the help you can get. So what is it? They say Korriban's home to many evils. Which one will have the delight of your company? That much is obvious. I saw a lot of corpses on my way here. Still, you aren't exactly what I'd call a divine crusader. There is more to this.
Shachika ton mulaka watayumaka. Ni bajoni yo lak wish.
And you have to get killed in the process? This all sounds like a repeat of the Formidable. Then, the consequence was another coma. What if this time it's even worse?
Rundi chawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Yumawama nibo lora waisha wak.
Believe me when I say, if a Jedi Master is in the Korriban Wastes, he either has serious issues or he isn't a Jedi Master. I don't want to sound negative, but this won't end well. Trust me, you will need my help. There's a small tunnel just up ahead that will take us into the Korriban Wastes. From there, it'll be deserts, mountains, and Tukata as far as the eye can see. Sure.
What?
Verbal, has your scan picked anything up?
Master, you have startled me. Interrupting me during this delicate operation may inadvertently lead to the corruption of my sensors. Currently, the price of Class 9 sensors for the GE3 model are available from Zerka at a rate far beyond your current revenue, so I would advise that you...
Alright, I get your point. So, what are the results of your scan? Is there anything that should warrant our interest in the Korriban wastes?
Unfortunately, my sensors have been unable to operate at an optimum efficiency for the duration of the scan. Feedback indicates that this interference has been caused by an electrical disturbance that originates from an unknown entity within the Korriban waste.
An unknown entity within the Korriban wastes? Any idea what it could be?
Classification of this entity cannot be determined. I have insufficient data to perform an analysis. The precise location of this entity lies 8.05 kilometers to the west of our present location.
8.05 kilometers, that's pretty far. Farther than I've ever been. Farther than anyone has probably ever even seen. Your enthusiasm is inspiring, but I'm sure between here and your Jedi there will be plenty of things that can kill you if you let them. Don't underestimate the wastes. It'd be a big mistake. Though I guess when you're a Jedi, the impossible becomes routine.
Genchopa chawi tichok twis yun kun. Watu yama kama wona henak nek. Buk ni bajoni yo.
Are we searching for the entity that was interfering with my sensors? I would like to gather enough data to perform at least a rudimentary analysis.
Korriban wastes. Hardly my idea of paradise. Watch yourself. There's plenty of things here that can kill you if you let them.
Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Yumawama nibo lora waisha waga shichi. Kipuna na bonsha. Kavadumpa kupaliaya mokapata. Kakin cha na kwat na pon kon wanakumbes. Kakin cha na kwat na pon kon.
Now, this is something I didn't expect to find. Looks like a door of some kind. Verbal, the entity you detected, are we close?
If the data gathered by my sensors is accurate, the precise location of this entity is within the vicinity of our present location.
Then I guess whatever it is lies beyond that door.
Randi Ichawa Tongbola Johnny Ku, Yumawamanibo Lora Waisha.
This door is extremely ancient, although, if I'm not mistaken, there are signs of recent activity. Someone's definitely passed through here. Damn, locked tight. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Things were never going to be that easy. This door is made out of solid rock. It just isn't going to happen. If anyone has any bright ideas, now might be the best time to share them.
Mucho shakapaka, yi ki kun no ba muladraki.
I have a bad feeling about this. Verbal, I need you to stay behind. I want some insurance in case things don't go our way.
Master, don't be irrational. If I stay here, then I cannot acquire the data I need to perform an analysis of the entity.
Fine. Let me put it to you this way. Whoever or whatever is in this structure, they will probably want to harm you, to damage your superior workmanship. So by choosing to enter the structure, you are technically choosing also to harm yourself. Wouldn't that be against your programming?
Master, your logic is correct. It would be against my programming. I will stay here then, and await further instruction.
And don't talk to any strangers while I'm gone, regardless of how many upgrades they offer you.
And so at last, you have come.
Ni bajoni yo lak wish. Dopayuma pasen lapti non goto.
You have risked much to come here, my former pupil. You have survived the trials on the residential level, you have traversed the Korriban wastes, and you have discovered this ancient temple. This temple of shadow. You were always strong in both body and spirit. It is why I chose you as my Padawan learner. Even in the moment I first met you, I could recognize the potential soaring within what was then merely a child. A child I then chose to rescue from what would have been a fleeting life of insignificance on the streets of Slieheran. It was in your potential to become my protege, to become the greatest of Jedi, yet you became what stands before me, a shell.
Shachika ton mulaka watayumaka wamahona nek. Ashantington unumani patoka wanakuna best chinga pala multonki.
They say fate often works in mysterious ways. I survived Terrace because I was meant to survive, because it was intended that I wake amongst the rubble born anew, a changed man. As you have become a slave to a master, equally are you a master to a slave. The Arcanian, what worth do you find in him? I merely see a man, ruled by passion, yet afraid to embrace it.
Better than a crazed Jedi. Better than a murdering Jedi.
I once told someone that choice cannot exist without consequence. If my actions serve to condemn me as a murderer, then so be it. It was necessary.
Kin kun shopeshwa bahmuli selima wanga kun bikin.
I could no longer risk his interference, so for now I have removed him. He was an unexpected, unpredictable factor in our reunion.
Kavadumpa kapalia monapata bonanakachu. Yin kin kun no ba mule rachi kun tong nabun shanuyang.
Matilda, it is the name I gave you that would always serve to remind you of what you once were and what you have since become. Yet now you are before me. I see that what was once the child on Slieheran is now gone. In its stead is a creature that was spawned from the tragedy of the Mandalorian Wars.
Hachu apanki, jishawa anibong kasha chona si ichua byongbo joni, minamambato mule ra, hakugri katkota parabola.
If only you knew what I now know, would you so willingly have accepted those consequences? Do not act surprised. I know that Tilana's death made you question a great many things surrounding your role in the Mandalorian Wars. It is that part of you that manifested itself in the mining tunnels. It is the remnants of your forsaken identity.
Ni bajoni yo lak wish, dopayuma pasen lapti non good.
This identity, it had a name, didn't it? Can you remember? Do you even know?
Pasen lapti non goto.
Yes, Shana May. It is the name of the one I found on Slieheran. It is the name of the one I raised, the name of the one I trained. It is the name of the one who betrayed me, who was corrupted and then sacrificed to become a tool of war.
Ni bajoni yo lak wish.
And I hold these answers. You know this. It is why you have come here. Come with me, for only together can we reclaim the identity that was sacrificed. I can give you back your purpose, your life.
Watawama muliri kin kun shopeshwa no ba mule raji.
Unfortunate, yet it is the response I expected. I hold the answers to your questions, yet as before you react with aggression. This matters not. I am more than willing to cleanse your mind of this and all other weakness through the fires of combat. You may fight using unfamiliar Sith techniques, but at its most basic of forms, your combat style is still Johnny. You cannot defeat me. You are stronger than I had anticipated, but not strong enough. You will fall. It is inevitable.
Kipuna na bonsha. Kavadumpa kupaliaya mokapata.
The end? This is merely the beginning.
Salima wanga kundikin.
The beginning of my revenge. Like you, I too am guilty of sacrifice. I am no longer the Jedi Master I once was. I will be born anew as a greater being, a being of power. You are nothing to me now.
Ni bajoni yo wish.
There was once power here, ancient and timeless. It was born from the betrayals of old. That power was contained within an artifact. An artifact which was stolen from its resting place, and then in consequence of your master's actions destroyed. Yet the power contained within survived and was scattered. This place, it is more than a mere temple. It harbors a focal point for the power, a point in which its scattered remnants can be concentrated and then fused together. The process of reunification is complicated and time-consuming, yet as you can see, it has now reached a point where the power was able to once again take form and help me in my time of need. Do not perceive these beings as individuals, as any concept of identity was lost to them a millennia ago. They have no will, no ambition, and no emotion. They each serve merely as slaves to the dominant will.
Ni bajoni yo wish.
The ancient, timeless power. It was itself personified in the form of a single being. It is said he was once a leader, and that all who followed him as he wrought the ancient betrayals which condemned him shared his fate. But now, thanks to you and your master, both will be reborn. Akira Khan's sin and the Brotherhood of Shadow will rise again.
Kin kun shopeshwa.
You are still within the Temple of Shadow, an ancient structure from an age ago that was built to house what remained of the Brotherhood of Shadow. This is the temple's main chamber, where the focal point for the Brotherhood of Shadow's scattered power is situated.
Kipuna, bonana kichu.
I have restrained you using the Force. I assure you, Shaname, it will be for your own good.
Kipuna na bonsha. Kavadumpa kupaliaya.
Calm yourself, Shaname. They are safe, they are secure.
Kipuna, bona na kichu.
Search your feelings, Shaname, and you will realize that I have no reason to deceive you. I speak only truth. And truth, it seems, may be the only thing left of significance in what was once a promising life. You could have become so much. Yet you became so little. You have no individuality, you have no identity, and any indication you have of free will is an illusion. Tell me, in your own words, what is your purpose?
Rundi ichawa tongbola Johnny Gu. Yumawama nibo lora waisha waga shichi. Kakin cha na guat na bon kon. Wanakumbes chi pala mulak tongki pan.
But was it fate? Was it your own choice? No, you did not choose. You were chosen. It was all a manipulation which thrust you towards war, a manipulation which provoked your betrayal, and a manipulation that compelled you to sacrifice everything for a cause that wasn't even your own. And always, always behind those manipulations was Revan.
Ni bajoni yo lak wish. Dopayuma.
Tell me, are you familiar with force bonding? It was not a concept we had covered in great depth, as I preferred to keep my tutelage focused on the arts of combat.
Tanga bok sha nak nong. Kin kun shin kin.
Yes, that is what has been accepted within the Jedi Order as the links in which Force sensitives can communicate with one another through the Force. Feelings and imagery, nothing more. But what if I told you that the communication of feelings and imagery is but the beginning of what can be achieved using Force bonding? What if I told you that through Force bonding, an individual can inspire a mindless devotion within the mind of another? And what if I told you that all of this can be achieved passively without the subject even realizing they are being manipulated? Did you never wonder why so many Jedi chose to follow Revan into darkness? Revan used what was possible with Force bonding as a means to inspire loyalty in those Jedi. A loyalty towards battle, a loyalty towards the dark side.
Kipuna na bon sha.
Some of the Jedi needed to be significantly manipulated, whilst others needed just a gentle push. It did not matter to Revan. The art of manipulation had already been mastered over the course of the Mandalorian Wars.
Hakuji kapa? Gino. Bona na kachu. Kicha badwang. Wanga kum.
Understand that to use Force bonding to manipulate others is no easy task, even for one as powerful as Revan. To master, it requires a great commitment of time, patience, and a willing subject.
Selima wanga kun bikin.
Yes, you were the first, and arguably the greatest of Revan's manipulations. Over the course of the Mandalorian Wars, the Force bond Revan created between you allowed him to determine the links in which this form of bonding could be used as a tool of manipulation. Whatever its limitations, whatever its strengths, whatever its weaknesses, you suffered from all. And ultimately, it was this bond that transformed you from what was once my Padawan into a being so fanatically obsessed with adhering to Revan's will that everything else, even your very identity, was seen as insignificant and thus subconsciously discarded.
Shachika ton mulaka watayumaka wamahona nek. Ni bajoni yo lak wish.
The Force bond that Revan created between you, it became itself so central to your life that you became completely dependent on its continued existence to retain stability. And when Revan was incapacitated and the bond was suddenly broken, the shock of its loss was a horror beyond your ability to withstand. You could not grasp the concept of existing again as an individual, and so you lost consciousness. In truth, it should have killed you.
Hachu apanki, jishawa anibong kasha, chona si ichua byongbo joni, minamambato mule ra, hakugri katgot.
You were a test.
shagji kina lorcha watamwana kin kun shishikin nikin kun ban mularag jikun.
Betrayal is the way of the Sith. In you, Revan had found a servant who would always be loyal.
Shachika ton mulaka watayumaka wamahona nek. Ashantington unumani.
Make no mistake. Whilst it is Revan who is to blame for transforming you through manipulation, there were points during the Mandalorian Wars where, had you wanted, you could have resisted, you could have denied Revan's will. Yet, you didn't. You went on. And after choosing to pass the point of no return, the bond between you became so strong that everything but servitude became completely insignificant to you. You are as guilty as Revan. During the Mandalorian Wars, you were a beast fueled by bloodlust who thirsted for war.
Shachika ton mulaka watayumaka wamahona nek.
Do you remember, Shauna May? The field of battle, the screams, the explosions, the death. Do you remember the Battle of Malachor 5?
Tanga boksha nagnong kin kun shin kin nikin kun na bule mul bona na kachu kicha badwang wanga kum kiba bu mulera kakin chak nawa hachu apanki jishawa anibong kasha chonasi ichua byongbo joni minamambato mulera kenchopa chawi tichok twis yun kun watu yama kama wona henak nek Bugra shak kunti chiwa kakin cha na kwat na bon kon wanakumbes chi pala mulek tongki pa nagnonek tu nik bona na kachu kicha badwang wanga kum kiba bu mulera kakin cha na kwat na bon kon wanakumbes chi rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Kavadumpa kapaliamo na pata, bona na kachu, yin kin kun. Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku, yumawama nibo lora wa.
The dark side is strong in this place. I can feel its power.